blank password. Okay. And it comes up here and you can put in whatever name and ID you want. Okay, so we're just going to put test. It needs a last name and an ID. The rest of it doesn't matter what you put in, whether you put in an identifier, because it all shows up down here. So right now it'll just say test and test right here. And you could put down carotid study or whatever you want under there, okay? Because the rest of it is totally whatever you want to put in there. But we're just going to do that. Oh, it's on a work list.
After pressing new exam.
So this is actually what this is. I don't know if it'll default to this every time you turn it on, but you should put it on this local archive, internal hard drive, very top one. Okay, and that's what'll store stuff in this machine. All right.
That was called local hard drive.
Local archive, internal hard drive, and it's the first choice. We'll see. We'll turn it off and on again and see. Might be able to get it to default to the. Hang on.
How did you get to this menu?
There's a utility button right here. It's actually configuration.
Okay.
Not so
Writing
familiar.
furious.
Probably between the two of us, we'll get enough.
Okay, so I don't know how to change that. So you'll just, if it doesn't default to that internal hard drive, you'll want to do that when you first set it up. So that was under new exam, okay? So down here, data flow. See if I can figure it out later, or I can call our technical support and find out. Then we just use the drop-down menu, and this is the first one on your choice. So I created this study.
Do any of these, are these different buttons or are they
Oh,
all the same thing?
Sure, but I've been pushing these, right? These are all set buttons.
Yeah.
They're all the same. Doesn't matter
Okay.
which one you push. Okay,
Okay.
so if you're used to just pushing with your, the tips of your fingers this way or right or left, it doesn't matter. They're all set.
Okay.
It's okay. All right?
So it's
Alright.
just like a mouse on the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. All right, so we put that information in and it actually stored that as I changed the data flow. So here it is, and we're going to say create that patient. Okay. Normally it would still be up here if we hadn't changed the data flow, but you're going to create that patient. Highlight this and create that patient. It's not like that. All right, and we'll do it again. Test. See, it requires the ID, so when you're doing your research, you'll have an identifier for each subject, I imagine, right? So that's what you're going to put in there. And so it has all of this. Again, you can put in as much or as little information as you want on here. Okay, we're going to begin this exam. So that's how you start a study. It defaulted to that transducer right there. But to change transducers, you come over here to this probe button. Okay. So we're going to push that. Oh, the others aren't
Yeah,
plugged
I
in.
think Prasad turned them all off because we didn't know how to default it.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll just turn them on, which is just turning these things. So now they're all choices.
Wow, okay.
And all you have to do is go up. So this 4C. 10L.
Are these
Okay.
labeled? Yes, they
Yeah.
are.
Yeah. So that's the 4MS. So the 4C is this one, and we'll see what the frequencies are. I'm imagining, so the way these are named, it usually does the central frequency of the transducer. So this one will probably have a range of like 12 to 8 or something as far as the frequency goes. And this one at 4 will probably have a frequency, we can check, from 3 to 2 or, something like that. Not 3 to 2 because that wouldn't straddle 4.
3 to 5.
From 3 to 5, thank you. Okay. See, you're with me here. All right. So let's see. We're going to hook up the 4C first. And so go ahead. Somebody push the set button. That's the one we want. So you just push any of the set buttons.
For it.
Okay. and it automatically defaults to an abdominal study, okay, which is what you want.
Which
So
is
go
what
ahead.
is that you said that that's what we want?
Well, if you're going to do carotids, we're
Oh,
hooking
okay.
this up.
Oh, I
These
see.
are made for abdominal or
Okay.
anything but the heart. Okay, so push that set button again. You can probably take phone shots as well, and it'll be just as easy. So now, up here you can see it says it's an abdominal study, and the frequency is 4 megahertz up here, okay? And right down here, we have a menu of controls, and you can see this one right here says frequency. So we're just going to turn, somebody's going to turn that and see what kind of frequencies you have. It'll change up here. So the highest is 5, go the other way, and 3.5. And see when it hit this octave word, back off until that's gone.
We'll go with the forward.
The
Yeah.
slow. So it goes to 3 on the imaging. So it was 3 to 5, just as we predicted. But once it goes and says octave, that's a harmonic imaging mode. And so usually harmonics, it actually receives the second harmonic of sound that comes back to your transducer instead of the first one. It gives us better quality pictures in most cases. Sometimes it doesn't.
Okay.
So we usually like to scan with harmonics in the heart, but in the abdomen or in carotids it may not be that nice. So we'll see. We'll play around, okay? But that's how you change the frequency. And what do you know about frequency as far as imaging quality goes? We have a range here, right? What do you know about frequency?
I mean, higher should be more detail, right?
That's right. You can send a Kleenex in here, or paper towel, or something along those lines.
The paper towel's right there.
My nose is just running.
Potentially pick it up.